Well, hey guys, welcome back to part two of how to get better at Rocket League. Today, in this episode, we're going to go over the foundations of a good kickoff, which abbreviated is RT kickoff. So stay tuned, we'll get into it. So, the RT kickoff stands for Rusty Trusty. So this means your kickoff you can rely on. This means that you can be playing on your phone, you can be doing other things, and that counter goes 3, 2, 1. You're like, oh crap! You grab your controller and you're ready to go, and you're not prepared for your speed kickoff or a diagonal flip, like anything special. Like, this is what's going to be for you to have just known, and you can do it in your sleep, you can do it with your feet, you can use your elbows and like make it all happen because you've done it over and over and over again, and this is what you need. This is the foundation to work off. Okay guys, here we are in game getting ready to learn our Rusty Trusty kickoff. So the basics of our Rusty Trusty kickoff are boost, straight forward flip, and jump and hit the ball. There's a lot of points to all of these to make it real nice and easy and simplistic, but that is the general thought process. The first things first is we need to understand what we need to do with the ball. Our whole kickoff is designed to hit the ball, but our thought process needs to go a little bit better than just hit ball. Like, oh, okay, we're going to kick off and we're going to hit ball. If we can hit the ball, we can also control it to a point. So if we can hit ball, how do we hit it? Where do we hit it? So let's start at the ball and we'll work our way backwards. You don't want to do is be on the ground. So what I'm showing you here is how the Octane is a ramp. You can see it just ramps, like, how do I look at this in the camera? It just goes up at an angle. Like the edge of the car there is just a ramp. And if the ball goes up that ramp, it goes off your backboard. So if you guys are like wondering, man, that ball just hit the backboard and it's flying all the way at the backboard, well, that's because you allowed your car to stay on the ground. So we want to make sure to jump and hit that ball. Okay? And so when we hit that ball, you want to be able to hit it center, which is going to be the height, which you want to be able to jump, put your nose into the ball around the blinky light level, and then also the center, left to right. So just always try to center your car on the ball, and then you can hit it there. Now we talk about, do we hit it to the left or the right? Do you make the 50? These are all going to be variables, big word, variables, that your opponent's going to bring. If he's fast kickoffing, or if he's slow to the ball. You can see them behind the ball with the name tag showing. You can get your general sense of what's going to happen. You can get your idea. So you make your adjustments to where if you're going to be here and he's beat you, maybe you turn broadside and you make a big target, a big wall to hit. But if you beat him, maybe you hit a little bit to the left and send that ball into the side wall over that way. All these little things you can do from the foundations of the Rusty Trusty kickoff. So now we've talked about hitting the ball, where to hit the ball, and then the idea of how to get the ball to a place where you want it to go. So let's get into the actual action of the flip and the kickoff and making it all come together. So there are generally 3, 1, 2, 3 kickoffs. I call this center kickoff, and it's short because there's 2 pads in front of you, and you'll want to pick those up. Let's review the next one. This is the long kickoff, which is straight long. You got 3 pads in front of you. Okay, and then you have your corner kickoffs, which is this one here, and of course this one here. So since we're here, let's talk about your corner kickoff. This, of course, kickoff, your Rusty Trusty, works from all positions, but each one has a little baby caveat that changes it ever so slightly. So as you can see with your camera, that your car is not straight with the ball. It's slightly off by just a little bit. What we want to do, first things first, is just correct that right before you flip. So we're slightly off here, and we're ready for the correction. We're going to drive and just straighten up our car just a little bit. Ready? That's it. Very small, minor adjustments. So now we're straight at the ball. So the idea is we're going to flip through the pad in front of you. And this is the same for all kickoffs except that long straight kickoff, because you have 3 pads. you'll flip through the second pad, but I'll get to that here in just a second. So all kickoffs, again, you're going to forward flip, just a straight forward. Use your joystick. Think that you're going to go flip directly at that ball, point your joystick at that ball, and flip through this pad. And we're going to do it while boosting. We stop boosting in the middle of the flip, because as the rear end of your car comes around, you have to stop or that boost is going to slow you down. So roll and then boost, it pushes me backwards. So we need to make sure that we stop boosting in the middle of that flip. So here we are on the other side. Let's do the same thing. I'm not going to use the ball cam, and I'm going to make a quick adjustment. I'm going to flip through the first pad while boosting. I'm going to stop boosting as my rear end comes over, and I'm going to start boosting again right before I land. I'm going to jump in and put my nose in the ball, and hopefully we score. Not quite a score, but it's a decent kickoff. So here is the short, straight kickoff. The only thing we need to do is get our car in line enough to pick up both of the pads in front of us. A mistake I see a lot is the kickoffs, people will get center with the pad, and then that's when they'll start their flip. But remember, we need to flip through the pad, because we'll still pick that pad up as we're flipping. And then our car does not need to be over the direct center of that pad. Let's look at this. Like, I'm way over here. Do I get it? I get it from here. So you don't have to make a huge correction and get directly centered over that pad. So all we need to do is get our car like this far over. And that's the adjustment we need to make. Just a little snake over and straighten up, and then we forward flip at that ball. So here we are on this side. We're going to boost and flip through that first pad. Flip through it as you're traveling. Flip through that pad. And that will get you your good foundational kickoff. So let's go for the forward kickoff, where we have 3 pads in front of us. Okay, this one here is the final kickoff to go over. And it's the same thing. Guess what? It's the same thing. What? Yes, it's the same thing. Forward flip and boost, and stop boosting as the rear end comes over. Boost again right before we land, and then put your nose into the ball. The only difference on this one is that we flip through the second pad in front of us. As you can see, there are 3 pads, so all we need to do is boost straight for just a little longer. Flip through that pad, boost again, put your nose in. Okay? That there is what we're trying to do. The other thing we need to talk about is a little fine point. A lot of people I see, as they get here to the ball, and of course, let's imagine I'm actually in line with the ball. They get here and then they flip and try to like put their back or the top of their car into the ball. That's no good, because if the more of a point of the car that hits the ball, less of the car, the more energy is hit into the ball. So if you use a big like broadside of your car and you hit the ball with a big broadside, you don't get the power as if you did if you used like a point and go, and you get a lot more power with just a point. What was that? The third Raikage on Naruto? So we just need to make sure we put our nose into the ball. Don't flip and put your top of your car or anything like that. If we want to start learning the next variation of this kickoff, the Rusty Trusty, we're going to be doing diagonal flips, and diagonal flips get you into speed flips and different fun things like that. For now, we are just gone through the Rusty Trusty kickoff. Like I said, guys, this will get you when you're, on your phone and you have nothing going on, you didn't pay attention, you didn't know where you were. You should be able to grab your control and just do this straight kickoff. No problem. Like, oh crap, ready to go, and like you're not even looking, should be able to just do it, no problem. In your sleep, with your toes, with your elbows, eyes closed, should be able to do it. Okay guys, that's going to be it for the foundational kickoff, your Rusty Trusty. That's going to be the kickoff for you to have in the bag, pulled out at any time. That's your Rusty Trusty. If you like that, please make sure to like and subscribe down below. Helps me and helps other people find me and get some more of this fun, good teaching. Let me know what you guys would like for the next foundational mechanic. I have a couple ideas. I want to see what you guys would like to know. Until then, I stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays on Twitch. at 5:30 Pacific. Have a good one.